Good morning. Welcome to Ireland. Welcome to a walk in the woods. And welcome to Spillone, Fireman Ridge. Hello, guys. Milan and New York State. There we are. So we got Milan, Ireland, New York State. All we need now is Hawaii, New Zealand. Bologna. Oh, what a food place. I have been told that Bologna is the food capital of Italy. I don't know if that's really true or not. I think every other Italian who comes from everywhere else would dispute that. Rich Roberts, Fireman Rich. How lovely to greet you. It's early in New York. I know you're an early riser, but this is a particularly early rise, is it not? Now, guys, what's the signal like? How good is the signal? What would you give it? Audio and visual out of 10. What would you give it? Have we got a 7 anyway, or have we less than that? Just a bit early, yeah, absolutely. And thank you, Catania, for sharing. Thank you very much for inviting people. It's great when you do that. Did you hear me ask how good is the signal? Must be good enough for you to mention, to recommend it to other people. Okay, I don't know. Hello, oh, here comes somebody else. Audio 8, video 7. Hey, that's in terms of how you get on here, that's pretty good. So this is Ireland. I'm a witness. I am a witness, yes. I am a witness of the wood. I can see what I see around me is what I witness. Hello, Christina. Hello, Christina. So, where are you from? I have Italy and New York here. New York State, not the city. Hello, hi. Good to see you. This is the trail through the woods in Gary Duff in Cork City. It's really not very far from the centre of the city. Cornwall, England, UK. Fabulous. I know Cornwall. You, the second official one. I'm gathering a whole bunch. It's over. Right. Well, I'm not sure exactly what you mean, but it looks like as if you're gathering locations or something. Fireman Rich, you want to come on the audio? I am thrilled to have you come on the audio. We're now going to have a visit from a good friend of mine in New York State, and his name is Rich Roberts. And I tell you this much, it's not long after 5 o'clock. Well, it probably go. What time is it?
Good morning, Paul. It is 5:10. 5:10. I'm just waking up here about 10 minutes ago, 11 minutes ago, and I had to jump over on my Android phone. I was on my iPad Mini when I keep on forgetting that I can only talk to you on Periscope on my cell phone.
Well, you know how delighted I am whenever I get a chance to talk to you. Now, you and I have had a number of talks in the past here.
Yes.
The thing we haven't yet got the expertise at, I think, is acknowledging the text comments. We get so caught up in our conversation,
yes,
that people say things. So if somebody, for example, makes says more than 5 words or 3 words or something, maybe we just pause.
I agree.
And acknowledge it.
I agree.
And I don't mind which one of us does it, but when somebody says something, I know from my personal experience is that you feel really pleased when the person doing the scope notices.
Agree. I don't want to suck the oxygen out of your scope because I am your guest, and I am just. I'm respecting the house that I'm in.
Yeah. Well, I tell you something. I have never in my entire life felt that you've sucked oxygen out of my out of me. In fact, I would say you're a breath of fresh air,
Thank you, Paul.
and that usually means extra oxygen.
Yeah.
But
But I'm sitting here
Rich,
waiting. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Well, how how frequently do people use the audio function now on Periscope? Has it become widely used?
Well, I think speaking for myself, the only time I use is when you're on it because it's a joy talking with you, sir. I don't really use it that much, other than I guess because I got so much other stuff I'm doing. Like right now, I'm loading up a couple of videos on YouTube this morning. That's why I'm up a little early. So I haven't really gotten into it. I think it's a neat feature and all, and it enables us to be a little bit closer. You know, there are other programs like I keep on talking about Vocal. That's that one that's something like Blab that I'm over. But even that program, I'm not on that much. It's just how much time you have for all these applications.
What do you say that name of that is? Did you say it was Vocal?
Get Vocal, GETVOKL. We need to meet up there sometime. It's similar to it's like this, but we can see face to face. And there is an app for it, as far as they have a functioning app that is pretty decent, as far as you could be on your mobile device and I could be hosting a room. It's sort of like Blab. Zoom, I guess, is the one that everybody is using now, you know, for the 4 picture live streams.
Yeah, I like Zoom a lot.
Yeah.
I believe that more than 4 people can be on Zoom.
Same with Vocal.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Vocal.
Tell me, while you're here talking to me, are you capable of texting as well, of writing as well? Can you actually write something to me?
Oh, in the Periscope?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, now that you say that.
Hold on. Hello, sir. Hello, Sprinkling. How do you do? Thank you for coming.
Now, see, I didn't see.
Go ahead, Rich.
I didn't see that, or is that just somebody coming in? Okay. You know, Paul, I can't text unless I'm on. Unless like I've got unless I'm on like my. If I was to get on my iPad Mini here on Periscope, I could probably text via that. Let me see.
You mean if you were on 2 devices?
Two devices,
just on 1?
yeah. I'm okay. And this is something new. Sprinkle said. No, Sprinkle. This is.
Explain. Tell Sprinkle.
Yeah, this is a new feature that's been out for a couple months now. I think 3 months at least, and it allows you to join if the host has it toggled to do audio, and it's up to 3 people that can come into a Periscope live session here. So, and I think it's a great way of talking. Yeah, it's great. Yes, Sprinkle. It's something, if you haven't seen it, is new, and I think it's a good feature. It's not being used enough, I don't think.
I mean, one of the lovely things about this is, let's imagine, Rich, that you're an expert, a serious expert on trees, and I'm not. So I set up a scope like this. You come onto it, and you do nearly all the talking, you know, and I can go over here to this tree.
Yep.
And I can say to you, Rich, what kind of moss is this?
Yeah.
And you're the expert, so what a joy that would be.
Yeah. See, now I just text from my iPad Mini, so you have to be. That's from a second device there.
Well, that of course is a real extra benefit. By the way, I want to welcome a lady who's in the Netherlands.
United Eagle?
Unity
or
Eagle.
Unity Eagle, yes.
Is in, I want to welcome her because I met her. Sprinkling, thank you. Yeah. Well, Sylvia now Unity Eagle, and I met on the audio app Anchor, where she was very active. And in fact, we recently re-met, if you like, remade contact on Lemur. So
Okay.
both of those, for those of you listening or will listen in future, Anchor is now a podcasting app, and Lemur is an app in which you can have a back and forth conversation with. Oh, I've got to show
And
you this,
I
guys.
would beg to differ with that, Paul. I'm an Anchor guy. I'm not a Lemur guy. I'm still anti-Lemur. I listen
Oh,
to,
yeah.
matter of fact, I listened to Bernie Goldbach. He had something up there with Dylan. I do listen to you and Bernie, but I don't utilize it. I don't. I'm a little upset about the Lemur folks on. It's their sandbox and stuff, but I get as much function out of Anchor than I do Lemur. Lemur's over there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it's all the. Let's say,
Yeah.
good morning, Paul, from someone. How's the weather?
Alex.
Sprinkle is asking, Paul.
That's Alex. Alex.
Oh,
and I have
Alex.
met
Good morning,
before.
Alex.
Yeah. Oh, Rich,
welcome to the scope, Al.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
I
Paul.
was just being descriptive, not evaluative.
Yeah, I know.
Saying that, and but those of us who've been around audio, let's say, for a good number of years, and I include myself in this, but we tend to have a strong feeling about.
Strong feelings and difference of opinions and stuff. But I respect those opinions and the like.
Oh, but you know what? I think.
I think too many people though are. Go ahead, Paul. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say it has something to do with the brand. You see, Unity Eagle.
Yeah, United Eagle. I would differ. Yeah, okay, for conversation and stuff, but it's how you look at conversation.
Yeah.
I have had conversations on Anchor as well.
I'd like you to. I'd like to listen to you and Sylvia could reply in text discussing this matter, because one thing I'll say is that it shows how strong the audio brand is that so many people complain. People don't complain unless they love. So there we are.
They're the passion, I guess.
Yeah, I think huge. Relatively speaking, huge numbers of people express their enthusiasm, their disappointment.
Yeah. Well, it's just I'm just very surprised, but my biggest thing, there's no link to the audio and stuff, and your audio is your good stuff, and that's the one thing I love to listen to Paul on Lemur. Yeah, Paul he's good on any platform. He used to be on Bumpers, and what was the other ones that were on?
Oh,
Paul, that
well, I began on Audio Boo when it was Audio Boo. And I'm a bit excessive. You can't hate if you can't love. Yeah.
Here's the big thing that I'm doing right now. What I'm uploading right now is there's an audio program. I'm taking Max out here, so you might hear some background noise. Real quick, I used to be on this platform called we got a comment.
Sprinkling, thank you.
Such a good communicator. Yes, Paul is a good communicator. Yes. And Paul used them all. Yes, he has used them all. I've listened to them all. But the thing is, there's a program that I was on for 6 months there. It's called Get Dialogue. It's no more, and it went away. Now I'm starting to hear inklings that Lemur. I don't think they're going to be going anywhere for the next year and a half or something like that. But let's see, we got a whole bunch.
Not yet. No, I didn't.
Sprinkle said he's great. Yes, such a good communicator.
Oh, I saw those. Okay. I saw the complimentary ones. I was too embarrassed in order to respond to them. I thought I'd leave you to that.
A true humbled man. Truly humble. Get Dialogue. I think they were the first one before Periscope where you could come into an audio session and talk with the host. Hey, Paul, there you are. Oh, man, you're looking fine. Looks like I'm out in the backyard with Max now. It's still dark. We got a little bit of a rain here. We got some rain. Oh. Okay, I had to put that in my pocket But just to finish, Paul, I guess Get Dialogue is no more. They were only online for about 6 months. So I'm repurposing some audio that's over on my blog at Fireman Rich blog on Blogger. And I'm using the YouTube format to repost that audio because I have backups. Now, that's the thing about Lemur if Lemur goes away, just like Bumpers did, you lost all that audio. So, I guess what I'm stressing is, and we've talked about this before back on the days of that program formerly known as Audio Boo, that if a program goes away, thank God a program formerly known as Audio Boo hasn't, you got a whole bunch of broken links and you lost your audio unless you do what Documentally said many, many years ago, back up your audio. And that's what I do with these audio platforms now.
Well, the only way, and I guess even that isn't absolutely 100% sure, because your hard disk can become corrupted. The only thing to do is to download your audio onto your laptop or your computer,
or else an external hard drive as a storage device,
and then put it on an external hard
drive. Oh
yeah,
there you go. Yes,
and then put one of your external hard drives in a friend's house in case your house goes on fire.
Or else in the safe or something like that. So I'm having my first cup of morning coffee, Paul, and I'm raising it to you as I'm looking at your smiley face.
Well, that's lovely. That's lovely.
Coffee's good.
That's lovely. I'm really very pleased that Sylvia from the Netherlands, Unity Eagle, is here. Yeah. She has an amazing story, which I'm not going to tell, but she has. Do you guys try the audio only broadcast on here? Have you, Rich?
Yes. Now that's one thing I could do. I could use on the iPad Mini. I like it. I even before I couldn't use it on my iPod before. I have a homegrown version, and it's okay. It's you can do audio on YouTube, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm uploading a couple videos, like I said. It's how that's where I have a difference of opinion with the people that saying Lemur is better than Anchor. Lemur cannot match Anchor as far as its distribution of your audio. And everybody's hooked up on this. Well, I don't do podcasts. You don't have to do podcasts. Just do the audio. Everybody puts a freaking label on everything and stuff, for God's sake. So just do the, let's see. I save to your phone, or it's saved to, yeah. Well,
I tell you.
We had a comment, Paul, that it's saved to the phone or iPad. This video, I think Paul, he's the host. He gets to save it on his. And
I do, and I get to put it on YouTube if I want to.
Do they have that feature now where you can, or it's after you download it?
Yeah, well, once I have it downloaded, I've got no problem at all.
Oh, okay.
It'll come to my camera roll.
Right.
And I think a lot more people are using Anchor now than used to use it.
Not many
people. They're using it in a completely different way.
See, I would have to differ with Sprinkling that not many people are using Anchor right now. There is a lot of people using Anchor. I've been back on Anchor, and I think a lot more people are going. Just as many people are there as there are on other audio platforms and stuff. And it's how you look at the product or the brand. I think.
Well, you see, there are two. I think we're talking about apples and
pears. Yeah, you're right, Paul.
I'll tell you one of the feature that Anchor has that I think makes it attractive to the biggest number of people who are thinking they're podcasters is that if you put a piece of audio onto Anchor, it will, free of charge, put it everywhere else. And you see, it'll put it to iTunes, it'll put it to Spotify, it'll put it to every other place.
Yeah.
And that is for people, for most people, that's great relief.
Right.
Because the business of, going on to Spotify, uploading your piece of audio up onto Spotify, apart from anything else, it's time consuming, and some people don't even know how to do it.
Well, that's because it's not that hard anymore. I guess I don't know. Let's see. I had most listens on Spotify. You think it's free? Nothing.
Hello. Good morning.
No,
beautiful dog.
Well, your dog is.
Let's see. Unity Anchor. Hi, my friend. Long time. Nice to see. Faith.
Morning, isn't it?
Faith Lessons. Less Soul is.
It's lovely.
Is saying hi, Paul. Faith, Lesson, Soul.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Faith Lost and Soul. Hello, hello. I'm familiar with the people who I've known before, and but I have difficulty remembering most people's. Yes, they did. I have to check something, actually, Rich. I've difficulty remembering people's names. Sprinkling, are you in Pakistan?
I forgot to mention Ireland almost beat England at cricket. Oh,
Well, I'm thinking, who knows about cricket?
yeah.
And there's a lovely man in. Oh my goodness! Now I tell you something, Rich, and this is amazing.
Chip.
One day, completely out of the blue, a man popped up on my Periscope, and somehow or other we got talking about cricket, and he is, well, a huge cricket fan, as indeed I think just about everybody in Pakistan probably is.
Right.
But
Yes.
but he and I are in touch. We're in touch via Twitter,
Uh-huh.
and so we exchange little comments about cricket, and he, oh, I'm going to do, Roger Overall and I are going to go to the second day of Ireland playing against England in the first ever Test match. Irish. This probably means nothing to you, Rich.
Yeah,
the
I'm
Test match. Well, it does to Pakistan.
Yeah, yes.
To Lords in July.
Okay.
I think the second half of July. Now we are going to do a specific a series of episodes, podcast episodes, which will begin very soon, which will have, let's just call it pre-Lords, Lords, and post-Lords. Lords is a cricket ground.
Correct.
Now, I promised, and he's absolutely right, I promised this lovely man from Pakistan that I would do some more on cricket.
Okay.
And I never followed through on it.
Yeah, you talk more about cricket on the Business Jazz than you have on here. I love this hearing you guys have conversation at the same time, seeing surroundings of Paul. Oh, okay. Thank you. Pre-Sandpaper, and then Faithless Soul is saying, I am from Florida. Walt Whitman days. And he's from Walt. Okay. And,
the Walt Whitman days were every single day.
Mm-hmm.
For about 18 months or something.
Yes.
There were hundreds of scopes.
And speaking of Walt Whitman, Paul, in your Twitter feed, I saw somebody send a picture of a newspaper. Are you going to be able to get one of those newspapers?
Well, I've lobbied Jacqueline White to see. Well, kind of lobbied her, and she has sent me a digital link to the publication.
Right.
I think it's Mother's Day in North America.
Yes, it is. It's Mother's Day today. Yes.
Right. It was Mother's Day in Ireland on, I don't know, about 4 weeks ago or something. But I would love to have that kind of newspaper. There is a thing called Whitman Mania.
Okay.
Whitman Mania. And it's got a website and everything. It comes out of the University of California in Los Angeles, UCLA. And but yeah, so Walt Whitman now has become a very occasional experience. The most recent thing is I read by Blue Ontario's Shore. That's quite a longish poem by Walt Whitman. So I intend, you see, Walt Whitman's birthday is on 31st of May. And every year I've said to myself, I'll get to the end of Leaves of Grass.
Oh, okay, yeah.
By the 31st of May, but I won't.
It's a long...
But I do definitely intend to do a few more scopes about Walt Whitman before then.
Right.
And to celebrate his birthday and the birthday of Lars.
Lars' birthday is on. Okay.
Blichfeld, Lard Blichfeld. He lives in as you mark, and he's a tremendous guy to have on your scope. Faithless Soul would know Lars, I would imagine. don't know if Faithless Soul has had a marriage proposal from Lars. Lars is into marrying many people. So Lars is terrific. Great fun.
Yes, Lars
But
is a good
Rich,
guy.
someday you are, in my mind, you are, well, I know you are a bit of a very familiar with, you're terribly familiar with YouTube and how it works. Now, I'm a real novice on YouTube. I would like to be able to use the audio recorder on YouTube and, well, one, be able to put it on YouTube, but also to be able to take the link and share it on, say, Anchor. Now, can that easily be done?
You would have to to use the audio off of YouTube, or just to post it up?
Yes. No, I want to separate the audio from the visual. You see, so if I put a piece of audio on YouTube, does it or does it not have to have a visual with it?
You got to have a picture, yeah. So you got to sort of paste the picture through the time that's on audio, as
Right.
far
So
as far as adding audio. But you got
right. Go on, keep talking.
So
you're educating me.
Yeah, it's just like I'm doing this now. I have the first of two that I'm posting up this morning from some previous audio from Get Dialogue, the morning Get Dialogue thing I'm doing that. But you basically go ahead.
Let me, Rich. Sorry, just to pause for a second. Let me answer Sprinkling's.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The dog's name is Louis. The dog's name is Louis. Louis. I have to show you the bluebells. You can keep talking, Rich, as much as you like.
Like I said, I'm just reposting. I always forget there. I like putting a picture up on my Twitter with the audio now, and I forgot the picture, so I had to delete it. And I'm reposting it right now. But no, I just I use Movie Maker on whatever the iOS version. Hey, Louie, you know what I noticed with this call in a feature?
What's that?
What United Eagle? You know what I noticed? What did you notice, United Eagle? She noticed something. I'm taking.
Oh yeah, she'll tell us.
I think. Okay. She said she notices. Is that the sound of the call has a much? Yes, it does have one a better. Even on the replay, that's the one thing I noticed. Thank you for mentioning that, United Eagle. When I hear the replay, have you ever listened to the replay of Lovely Flowers? Alex said. Have you ever listened to the replay of your scopes?
Yeah. Yes, I do sometimes. Now, this may be because I'm holding the iPhone a bit away from me. I don't know if this makes, if now I'm making, oh, wait a minute. I tell you what the difference is. Is this better now? Is the sound got better suddenly?
I would say that's about the same, Paul.
Oh, good. Well, in that case, I think, you see, if I had a microphone attached to this, to my iPhone.
Right.
Yeah, I would, my voice would be more immediate and bigger volume.
Okay.
I mean, I can actually speak to it like this if I don't worry at all about being able to read.
Right.
Does this, am I any better, or is it just the same?
It was, I would say, just a tad better than before.
Right. Well, that's
not same, really. Yeah, it was almost the same, yeah.
Well, you see, I was practically swallowing the iPhone at that point.
Oh, okay.
My
distortion.
My vision was completely blurred. I could shout, and that might be better. Would that be any better, do you think?
No, you sound. No. Remember on Anchor when you call with friends? Yeah, you could still. I think you can still do that on Anchor. I've gotten some calls.
Well, I'd love to test that. No, this was two people talking audio, having a conversation
Oh, at the
at
same
the same
time.
time.
Okay, yeah, they took
I
that down.
used to,
Yeah, they took that down.
yeah,
Yeah,
we used to be able to phone each other up,
right,
have a telephone
right,
conversation,
right.
and it was a good one, really. Um, but I'll tell you something. I am not at all. I'm not bothered by the fact that your audio is better than me, because as
Yeah.
far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm concerned, just as I'm showcasing you.
Well, the thing is too, Paul, you got to remember the Periscope servers, they're here in the States, so I'm a lot closer to New York City than you are. That same on here, but Periscope gives the priority to the one calling in. And
Ah,
I'm
ah.
that's my thought. I can't confirm that, but I'm just thinking maybe that may be the case as far as I'm closer to the servers than you are. You know, you're traveling your voice is traveling through that transatlantic internet line they have down in the ocean.
Yes, I mean, it's fascinating to think that there is a cable running
Yeah,
underneath the Atlantic Ocean
yeah. How?
that comes into Cork, somewhere in County Cork, and that, it's kind of almost like old-fashioned technology. We need a wire. We don't
Right.
have a wireless. I mean, if this was going, I would imagine, if I didn't know better, that our communication is taking place through satellite.
Oh yes, yeah. That yeah. Now you say that. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, just sort of get out of the 1800s and early 1900s and come to the modern day. I think you're right, Paul.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
you see, it's an interesting one, Rich, because here in Ireland we have a big controversy.
I see
You
you
see
walking
me
now with
walking
a
with
rope
and a
and a
cup.
cup of the end, two cups and a string.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
What
I
they
know.
saw.
I get it now.
Oh,
You remember as a child, two people had cups and they attached the string to each, and they were in a walkie-talkie
mm.
situation.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. That's a good one, United Eagle. That's a good one. Yes,
Rich,
I could picture
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. She's Unity Eagle, just to kind of.
Oh, Unity. Oh, Unity
Although
Eagle.
I,
I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
totally
yeah.
remember. Unity Eagle.
I
Sorry,
don't,
Unity Eagle.
I don't think she'll mind. Sylvia is.
No, no,
Uh,
that's
sit.
now I'm. You know what I'm going to be working on today, Paul? I'm going to be working on a graphic where I have a cup and cup and string in and it's going across to Ireland. A picture of you. Don't be surprised to see something like that posted today.
Yeah, I won't. I. So where were we? Oh yes, the in Ireland there's a big controversy going on about the provision of broadband to what
Okay.
we'll call rural Ireland. And
Oh yeah, yeah.
I could talk for a long time about this, but let me just tell you one of the controversies is about whether it should be on fiber, and
Right.
we're talking about, we'll say, the last. I don't know if it's 1.5 million people. I think it might be a million, 1.3 million people. I don't know, and 500,000 houses or something. But, imagine that these are villages, people living in villages, small towns, but also living a single house up the top of a mountain. So
Okay.
the government in Ireland has made a commitment, which it pretty well would find it hard to go back on, that every single house in the country, every single house, will have high-speed broadband. And
Oh wow. That's
this, now the cost is a pittance. It's almost nothing. It's only 3 billion of taxpayers' money.
yeah. Only.
Yeah, exactly. And
Well, they have something like that going on here in New York, Paul. That's similar. Our governor, Mr. Como, there. Oh, what's Eagle say, Paul? I sent you a super heart. Don't expect to get rich.
Thank you very much, Sylvia. on another occasion, I want you to tell me about the the broadband over there. But I want to say is
Yeah, okay.
I was absent from Periscope when they brought in this Super Hearts. I don't even
Yeah.
I don't actually understand how Super Hearts work. I don't understand how much money Sylvia has just given me, whether it's whether it's 1 cent or whether it's €1 or whether it's
Yeah.
50 cents. And
Yeah.
but it doesn't matter. It's an expression of uh, of satisfaction and enjoyment, and I value it enormously because actually it probably has, well, it does have huge symbolic significance,
Right.
but
Right.
and if I was very good and had a huge following, and got a couple of hundred hearts during every Periscope. If you get enough, I can pay out, and
Yeah.
30% goes to Periscope.
Goes to
Well,
Periscope.
it's better to have 30% of something than 100% of nothing.
Yeah.
And but anyway, can you go back to the situation with broadband in, we'll say, New York State countryside?
Well, the governor here is trying to be pushing that for the rural areas up here in upstate New York as well, similar to and our cable provider. They almost got booted out of the state here because they're a little bit pricey and stuff. It's Spectrum that is the name of the company. I've had them for years and stuff, and we get all our TV, our phone, and all that from them. But there's a big push, and I think it's just not New York State. I think it's across the U.S. here. They're trying to push that too. But they're pushing a lot of. Every commercial you see on the TV here is concerning cell phone. There's you can get a cell phone
Rich,
for a month.
sorry.
Yeah.
Rich, sorry to cut across. It's the only way I know how. But I want to say goodbye to Sprinkling and thank you very much.
Cool.
And
Sprinkling.
I will make sure you get hold of that audio. Great. So sorry, you were saying.
No, I just want to, and let's see, and connect me with you when you do. Okay, Sprinkling. Yeah, nice seeing you, and it's always good seeing who's talking to you, Paul. You are very, very want to get to know. How can I say this without? No, you're very personable and stuff like that. So it goes back to when you did when you do your Walt Whitman gig there. So it's just interesting to get the cross feeds from the other people that you know here. That's why I take pleasure in you graciously allowing me in on your Periscope here, which is great.
Well, Rich, one thing I discovered a long time ago is that in the era when people used to complain a lot about
very approachable. Yes, Paul is very approachable.
Well, I can't see why anybody wouldn't want to be approachable if you want the person to stay. But the other thing is that I discovered that if you stay approachable, the bots went away on me, and that was a good realization that they didn't hang around.
Yeah.
But sorry, can you go back to the broadband in?
Yeah, but it's one of those things. I think that and it just goes back. I think it's a worldwide thing that's taking place to have the world better connected around the world and stuff. We got all those, like you said, the satellites up there. I don't think people realize that we got a boatload of satellites that are circling this blue marble of ours, and the technology that's involved in that, we take it for granted sometimes. And just talking to you, if my father was alive and he could see me, I'm talking to somebody in Ireland, he would just be blown away. It was just like, oh my God, and back in the day, it was It
used to be one phone call a year as far at our end.
Right.
Because that's kind of all we could afford.
Right. Yeah. I remember being stationed over in Italy my second time there from 86 to 91 with the missus just after getting married. That was like 30 years ago. that I mean, it would be once we had a telephone. I think it was our first year. Yeah, we had a telephone, and the telephone almost cost more than the rent, or just as much as the rent to have. But we would use that phone maybe once a month to talk to uh, our parents and stuff, just to check in. Now it's just commonplace. Yeah, I can call anywhere in the world now and stuff. It's just it's just simply amazing.
Yes, and Sylvia has that's Unity Eagle has good reason to make phone calls from the Netherlands to the United States.
George,
Are you there, Rich?
yeah, I'm still here. I'm just the missus is
this is interesting. Yeah, Google Fiber.
Google.
Right.
Yeah, and that's
5G.
another thing that's being pushed here in the States. It's mostly out west and coming this way, and there's a lot of communities that are advocating for it and stuff like that. And because the benefits with that technology that follows, it's sort of like, oh, what is it? You can't push back on the technologies and advances. And the big thing here in New York, and you may have heard, this is downstate in the city, that the community down there pushed back on Amazon, and that would have brought back an area that is really devastated economically. And you would figure New York City is just booming, but there's great portions of New York City that are not economically equal to other areas. And where Amazon was going, they were going to provide so many jobs, but then a group of people took something out of context and stuff like that, and they missed the boat. And a lot of people are second guessing of being against Amazon coming into the area, because it would have, it just, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder who's driving the ship as far as making the decisions here in New York. Sometimes that a local mayor here in Binghamton, New York, he sent Amazon a note saying, hey, if you guys want to come here, you can come here. Let's see. Elliot says, that's really freaking beautiful. And Faithless Soul, Unity Eagle, that has how it should be. Yeah. So, but broadband, it should be something that, we have that technology. So freaking break it out for everybody on the world, even people that are, so, they've got a local.
Does everybody, yeah.
Go ahead.
Does everybody in New York State, outside, I know New York City, but some parts of New York is a very big state.
Yes.
Geographically a big state. And there must be, quite a bit of it must be rural. So it's not all built over. And is there high-speed broadband available? Forget about the cost of it.
Yeah.
But is it available everywhere?
Yeah, it can be, they can put high speed anywhere they want. It's just going to be, you're going to have to pay the extra dollar and stuff. Like I'm in I'm talking to the missus now. We're pretty much in a rural area, right? Would you say?
Whole county's kind of rural.
Yeah, the whole county we live in is more rural than the county next to us. And so, but we have high speed.
Right.
We have high speed. They got phone lines coming through and stuff. But there's some, if you get into the Catskills and the Adirondack Mountains, those areas, you're in a large forest and wooded area. That's where.
Yeah. So can I get high speed broadband in the Catskills?
I don't think so. Not in the Catskills.
2 miles away.
Yeah. Sorry. And stuff, and then otherwise it depends on Wi-Fi. What's that? The missus is here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The landlines go up on the hills, but the cable won't. They got the phone lines up there. It depends on where the cable lines are strung. As far as I'm in a main junction and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, you see, that's what it's really about here in Ireland too. Except that in Ireland, the government is going to subsidise the provision of the cable.
Okay.
To every house in the country, you see. Wow. So this is, anyway, I just mentioned this. I'd have to fill in a lot of context in order to make it really interesting. But
Uh-huh.
if you imagine the cost of putting cable, fiber cable, to an isolated house, you know, in a
Right.
forest or in a woodland or up the side of a mountain. I mean, I'm kind of guessing that might cost 20,000 euros at least to provide for that extra house.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It could.
then
Yeah. Yeah.
the situation is that maybe the owner of that house will never use it.
Well, you think they would? Well, I would figure the common sense thing would be put it in where people want to use it first before you go to those type of people.
Yes, yes,
That's being
absolutely,
more efficient, I
absolutely, yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, look, it's superb talking with you.
Yes, it.
I think I'm going to say cheerio in a minute.
Okay, I'm
Uh,
gonna back out of here too myself, Paul. The missus is up, and I got a few more things to do before
yeah.
today's a work day. Thank you again very much, sir, for allowing me to come into your scope. It's always a pleasure, sir.
Well, you've made my day, I can tell you.
Yeah.
You've set it off in a really good way. I wasn't up as early as you, but thanks a million, Rich, and
Okay.
all the best. And
Yeah.
good cheerio to your missus, and thank her for letting you talk to me.
Very good, sir. Thank you. Have a good day. Ciao for
Okay.
now.
All the best. Cheerio. Bye-bye. Okay, everybody. Bye-bye, Sylvia. Bye-bye, Unity Eagle. Faithless Soul. Bye-bye. And until next time.